shitty wizard. We're gonna do some more fucking question time today. Question time today.
Why do birds bob their heads when they walk?
Okay. So basically the way that a bird fucking moves, it's like when it's walking like this, would make the head do that as well. So basically the head bobs, I guess, to counteract that, so it can fucking see without fucking being blurry and shit, you know? So, and apparently the eyes, the vision actually has more control of the head than the actual body has control of the head. And chickens, you know, when chickens, you move their body and their head fucking stays there and shit, you know? I can't do it, obviously. I'm not a chicken. But, yeah, that's why their head stays there, because their vision, they're probably looking at something, so it's like you move your body, but your head sort of stays where it is. We can do it on a sideways sort of thing, but an up and down, it's like we just tilt our eyes, really. So maybe birds can't do that with their eyes and shit. So anyway, yeah, that's why. It's their vision, it's a vision thing.
Do people with big eyes see at a wider range than people with smaller eyes?
Well, there's a couple of different theories in this. Is that larger eyes would have more receptors to the optical nerves. But most of the main theory, and I thought would probably be a better one, it's just basically the same thing, just bigger. So instead of having like fucking cones and rods close together like that, maybe a bigger eye has them a little bit further apart, but it's still the same amount. So it's of no benefit, they can't see any better. It's a bigger organ.
Can crop circles be square?
Can crop circles be square? It's documented that crop circles actually come in all shapes and sizes. For triangles and squares and circles, and not even fucking completely symmetrical shapes either. So yeah, they can come in square.
Can you blow a balloon up underwater?
Well, it depends how you mean by underwater. If you're outside of the water holding the balloon underwater, yes you can, it's just harder. If you're underwater, you need some sort of air mechanism for yourself to be able to then use it to blow back in. So you need to breathe in the air mechanism, blow up into the balloon. Breathe in the air mechanism, blow in the balloon. And yes, you could do it, it'd just be harder than doing it in reality. So yes, you can blow a balloon up underwater.
If CDs were spun in the opposite direction, would it say everything backwards?
If CDs were spun in the opposite direction, no, they would not say everything backwards. If you spun a CD in the opposite direction, it would be a bunch of random gobbledygook. Because basically, it's just a piece of tape. It's a massive spiral tape, and it knows where the sectors are and all that bullshit. But if you turn it around back to front, the whole thing's back to front. So anything that was 001101 is, you know, the opposite of that now, which means fucking something completely different. So none of it will fucking work. So no, it won't do anything. It might do some random shit, but it's not going to do anything sensical.
What do vegetarians feed their dogs?
That depends. There's schools of vegetarians that don't believe in owning animals because they have to feed them meat. There's vegetarians that have animals that feed them meat because they realise that they require it, which is strange because I'm pretty sure they should see the same requirement themselves anyway. And I don't know, and there's vegetarians that give their pets vegetarian alternatives as well. So there's the three things. Probably the ones that I would say that give their pets stuff aren't far off turning away from vegetarianism anyway. And they probably only eat less meat and maybe chicken and shit. But anyway, That's the answer.
Why do dogs walk around in circles before lying down?
So, dogs walk around in circles, and I'm pretty sure cats do it as well, is to prepare their area where they're going to sit. So if it's grassy area, they walk or flatten it down to kick up any bugs or anything that might be harmful to them, or might be annoying to them. You know, check to see if there's any snakes or other enemies in the area, the close area, and just generally make it a nice area to sleep. So they like spin around a couple of times to do that. And yeah, it's a preparation thing.
If there is a rule that states I before E except after C, wouldn't science be spelled wrong?
It's an exception to the rule, and the rules are stupid anyway, so why even start getting technical at this point? It's spelt like that because it was spelled like that. We shouldn't really even fucking care. That's the problem with the English language. It's bastardized from so many other languages, and you're not even sure how you're meant to say it in some situations, because one place might say some word one way and another place might say the same word in a different way, in a different context even. So yeah, it's just English language can't be predicted. Sometimes you just have to know.
If a mirror reverses right and left, why doesn't it reverse up and down?
Because it's actually not reversing anything, if it's just reflecting what's directly reflected from you. So basically, the light's reflecting off you onto the mirror, then back into your eyes again, so you're seeing exactly what's reflected off you in the same order. It's as simple as that. I got these two things right here at this one wall, and they come in and they go in and they reflect. So that's why we see it in reverse, because at no point do they spin around. You know, no point do they spin around and go the other way, so you can see them how other people would see them.
When a boy is named after his dad, he is called Junior, but what do you call a girl that is named after her mother?
Okay, so I thought there would be some sort of pretty name or something like that, but it's not. It's just Junior. Junior isn't for boys or girls. It's unisex. Junior. This is Mary Junior. This is James Junior. You know, it's unisex.
How come only your fingers and toes get wrinkly in water and nothing else does?
Okay, so only your fingers and toes get wrinkly in water is because you have an excess layer of keratin on your hands, on the fucking, I can't remember what it's called, stratum something or other layer, stratum something layer of skin, and when that absorbs water, the keratin absorbs water, it compensates for mass because it's trying to get to your head by wrinkling. So yeah, it wrinkles up because when it gets wet, it increases in mass.
Why is it called a soap opera when nobody sings?
Okay, so back in the 30s, when housewives used to use a lot of soap for washing up dishes and all sorts of things, they'd listen to the radio shows, and the radio shows were often sponsored by these soap companies. So that's why they became known as soap operas, because they were sponsored by soap companies. So that's where we're going to leave it today for the shitty question time. As always, drop me a post if you've got fucking questions you want me to answer. I'll do them on my own uniquely shitty way. And it also lets me learn new things as well. So win-win. Anyway, see you guys fucking later. And have a fucking good one, eh?
Oh, thank you, tasty little man creature.